Hi, welcome to Bugbear. My name is Jonas.
And I'm Janne.
And this is our next car game. Today we're going to be talking to you about our new Kickstarter campaign.
Now you might be wondering why we're launching a Kickstarter since we already have our pre-order site open at nextcargame.com. There's actually 3 pretty good reasons for that. First of all, a lot of our fans have been asking for a Kickstarter so that they could support us. And now here's your chance.
Secondly, we actually always wanted to do a Kickstarter campaign, but it turned out that it's pretty tricky for a Finnish studio, so it took us a while to figure it out.
And finally, the additional funding provided by Kickstarter will enable us to put in some pretty neat additional content to the game.
Let's take a look at the game. At Bugbear, we get daily messages from our fans, and they're all saying the same thing. They want us to make another game like Flatout. Not a game just with the name Flatout, but a game that captures the true feel of Flatout. It's a unique racing experience which combines destruction derby with racing. And we've had millions of fans over the years with the 3 games that we have released. With this game, we really want to go back to our roots, and we've been thinking about the classics that inspire us in the racing genre. And we got 3 games in mind this time. One is obviously Flatout. We really want to go back to that core Flatout racing experience. But there's 2 other games. One is Street Rod and the other is Destruction Derby. From the Flatout series, we're going to be taking our whole focus on fun, careless driving. The core of the Flatout driving experience is that you never know what's going to happen in the next corner. From Street Rod, we're going to be taking the idea that you are assembling a fleet of your dream cars that you are then going to be taking to Destruction Derby and racing events and whatnot. So you get all those detailed tools you need to put together those cars you want. And finally, from Destruction Derby, we've been inspired by its tactical damage system. So we want to bring something like that to Next Car Game. So the damage is not going to be just superficial, but it's going to have actual gameplay effects. We want to put you in the driver's seat where you belong. And to that end, we are simulating everything. That's why we're keeping track of how your engine is performing and what's your traction like and every bump in the road. We want you to feel like the car is an extension of you and you know how it's performing in the physical world. When you crash into something in our games, it feels like a crash. And that's also why we love these old rustic cars. When you're driving a car like this, it really makes you want to hit something. And that really plays into our whole passion of no-rules racing and full-contact motorsports. We were born to make this game. It's not like the first time that we're trying to make a racing experience like this. We've been making racing games for 13 years now. And the team has already made a number of games like this: Flatout, Flatout 2 and Flatout Ultimate Carnage. And it's not just about recreating that Flatout-style racing experience. We've also been playing around with physics and big destructible worlds and car simulation ever since the first Flatout. So this is stuff that we really know, and it's not hard for us. We know that we can deliver on the gameplay and the technology. We wanted to make this game for years. Finally, a true, honest follow-up to Flatout. In the past years, we've been talking to publishers, and we feel like they don't get it. They want to make it appealing to the mass market. And we feel that would basically take away from the real, honest racing experience that you deserve. So the publishers are telling us that there is no market for this kind of game, this raw racing game that we want to deliver. But we've been talking to the fans and we hear your message. The publishers don't know how it is. There is a market for this game and we know what we need to make. This is a chance for us to work together to make the game we all want to see. The game is already fantastic. We're having tons of fun playing around with the prototype, figuring out what kinds of cars and levels we should build next. We can't wait to share it with you guys. Together, we know we can do this.